eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley joins us now to discuss the latest issues coming up on the Capitol, at the Capitol here in Oklahoma City. Hi, Sean.
How are you?
I'm good. It's good to have you with us as usual.
Thank you.
I understand the governor, the legislature met with reporters recently to go over the upcoming session, and Governor Stitt especially focused on criminal justice reform.
Yes, that's going to be one of his top issues, it appears, going into the 2019 legislative session. Governor Stitt is proposing appropriating or wanting to see appropriated $10 million into a program that was approved by voters back in 2016. It's part of the criminal justice reform measures that voters considered. This money would go to local counties to use for various diversion programs and for treatment programs. The $10 million, however, is less than the $62 million that was estimated as having been saved as a result of State Question 780. He's also looking at putting some more money into the Women in Recovery program in Tulsa, a nationally recognized program that is one of those diversion programs. He's also interested in seeing more money go to the Pardon and Parole Board to help them expedite the consideration of parole for inmates and get them out on the street a little more quickly.
Seems a little more centrist on this issue than some might have thought.
Yes, he's really proposing ideas that would help reduce the prison population, which is consistent with the overall idea of criminal justice reform. He went so far as to say he conceptually supports the idea of making State Question 780 retroactive. That's the piece, that was the state question that lowered from felonies to misdemeanors certain drug crimes and certain property crimes. He says that you have to be careful, like many DAs are saying, to be sure that you don't release criminals that also have violent convictions tied to those drug charges.
Now, is this priority in step with the top priorities of legislative leaders for the upcoming session?
Well, legislative leaders definitely have a focus on criminal justice reform. But in the Senate, Senate President Pro Tem Greg Treat is very interested in passing Senate Bill 1, which is his Legislative Office of Financial Transparency, that would be in office within the legislature, that would be able to conduct performance audits and look at the operations of state agencies. Over on the House side, House Speaker Charles McCall said once again that he is interested in seeing continued education funding and even an additional teacher's pay raise, the idea being to make Oklahoma teacher pay #1 in the region.
And finally, the issue of expanding Medicaid came up, correct?
Yes, this is an idea that Republicans have opposed since the Affordable Care Act was approved many years ago, but now the idea seems to be moving forward as something that perhaps they should address legislatively. There has been talk of putting a Medicaid expansion proposal on the ballot. If that were to happen, it takes it out of the legislature's hands. And House Speaker Charles McCall, for example, said he would like to see an Oklahoma-centric plan rather than something brought in from somewhere else in the country and slapped down on Oklahoma.
It's going to be another exciting session.
It certainly will be.
All right, Sean Ashley with eCapitol, thank you for being with us.
You're very welcome.